Because our entire economy has been set up to take the value of laborers' work and put it into the pockets of people who just own shit, today we're going to be reading Time Banking. What if time was money? As always, all of our zines are available for free reprinting and redistribution right over here. If you would like to support me and the artists as we do this work, keep me in an apartment, keep me fed, you can purchase this zine or any of our other zines down below. Without further ado, Time Banking. What if time was money? WTF is time banking? You might have heard the term time bank tossed around by activists, mutual aid groups, or even your hippie aunt. Let's clear it up. It's not a crypto scam. It's not some commune point system. It's a way of surviving capitalism by valuing people, not profits. If that sounds radical, it is. But also, it's been around for decades. The basics. Time banking equals trading time, not money. 1 hour of service equals 1 time credit. Everyone's hour is equal. You use credits to buy time from others. Relationships are greater than transactions. You don't owe the person you helped. It's a network, not a one-for-one trade. The basics. Imagine your neighborhood had a time bank. Here's the flow. You offer 1 hour of art lessons. You spend 1 hour getting help organizing the garage. You give a ride to your neighbor to the doctor. You end up with a balance of +1 time credits, right? Your time is tracked on a community platform. You are not in the red. There's no debt in this system. What can you offer? You don't have to be licensed. Time banks thrive on skills that capitalism ignores or underpays. The question isn't, what's your profession, but how can you help someone? Cleaning, homework help, transportation, closet organizing, gardening, art lessons, pet care, auto repair, translation services, lawn care, handy services like fixing things around the house. What do you get? Think of time banks like mutual aid marketplaces, but no money, no shame. Use your time credits to receive services, often from your neighbors you didn't know had skills. You could get things like lawn care, emotional care, meal prep, home repair, auto repair, child care, tutoring. Time banks build and rebuild trust, especially in places hollowed out by poverty, racism, or isolation. Why not just use money? Money has strings. Capitalism says your worth equals what people will pay. Care work is unskilled. Poor people deserve less in that system. Time bank says your time equals inherently valuable. Your time's inherently valuable. Everyone is equal in the exchange. You don't need buying power to receive help. And that's a whole thing, is our buying power keeps shrinking the larger the hoard of wealth that this owning class has. It's not just barter. Barter is trading eggs for socks. Give your eggs to a time bank and you would earn a time credit. Use credit to get your fence fixed by someone else's time bank. You don't need to directly match what someone else needs. The system is not linear, more like a river of shared effort and not a business deal. You're part of something big, community value. Who uses time banks? Seniors who want to age in place, single parents trading childcare, people with disabilities who give emotional support, grassroots organizations in a disaster zone, activists organizing community defense. Wherever care is needed but unfunded, a time bank can step in. Roots of resistance. Time banking was born from dissatisfaction with injustice. Edgar Kahn, I believe is how that's pronounced, civil rights lawyer and anti-poverty advocate, coined the term time dollars in the 1980s to support underserved communities when federal funding dries up or gets cut. Time banks link directly to mutual aid, restorative justice, anti-capitalist organizing, disability justice, valuing non-wage contributions, tenant unions, and solidarity economies. It's more than a tool, it's a philosophy. Time is not equal in our current system, but it should be. Capitalism says a CEO's hour is worth $10,000 and a janitor's hour is worth $13, even though the CEO made a lot of that money off of taking it from the janitor, right? Time banking says every hour is worth 1 credit. This simple shift revalues people that we're taught to overlook, especially caregivers, elders, disabled folks, and low-income workers. What if justice starts by redefining value? A time bank won't pay the rent, nor will it fix systemic inequity, but it will address and meet the needs of the community. It also builds trust in a community. Time banks are relational, not transactional. Make sure yours has justice at the center of its values. It's pretty important, otherwise it can become very transactional and capitalistic. How to join or start a time bank. Search your city plus time bank or check timebank.org. Join a platform like Our World or Time Bank USA. To start your own, get a few people, get a tracking system like the Our World app, a coordinator, and have a shared vision of equity. We've got to work together on this, you know. Things to know before: an hour is an hour. Everyone's time is equal. Earn credit by giving time, spend credit getting help. You can store time credit, but balance should happen. Create partnerships with health orgs, senior centers, etc. And by balance should happen, they mean like you should exchange these. You should ask for help too. Beware of coordinator burnouts. Don't put it all on one person. Caution, there may be some digital literacy / access gaps that you might need to shore up with something like an informational zine. Who knows? Equity. Not everyone has the same ability. So some people are going to do different things, and some people are going to need more help than others, and that's okay. You dive in. There are always challenges and hiccups when trying something new. Learn from it. You're not going to have it perfect before you start to learn from doing it. Does that make sense? And even when you start to learn from doing it, odds are you won't ever get it perfect. Perfection is not the goal. Functioning is the goal. Some other resources would be the CARE Manifesto, The Revolution Will Not Be Funded, Mutual Aid by Dean Spade, No More Throwaway People by Khan, by the person we mentioned earlier, The Gift Economy by Vaughan, I'm so sorry. In a world obsessed with money, valuing time, care, and connection is quietly revolutionary. Time banking won't solve capitalism, but it is a good way to survive it together. As always, all of our zines are available for free reprinting and redistribution right over here. If you want something to put your labor into, you can do that. You can also make a time bank in your community and strengthen it. Strengthen the connections, strengthen the community support. It's a valuable skill. So hope you'll learn it. Jeez. And thanks for listening also.